Hi everyone, you're watching Jan FX, and today is another technical analysis for a new trading week. So I will share with you my thoughts, and let's start with euro-dollar as usual. But first of all, of course, I want to say that this week was just absolutely amazing. I had so many trades. I will tell you about few. I wouldn't tell you about all my trades, and of course, at the end of the month, I will try to share with you my results, just like I did previous month. And everything this week went just exactly how it was expected. You will see it in a minute. And also the new week, as you know, we now are waiting for, well, for me, the most important is going to be non-farm payrolls. There will be some other news for different pairs, so don't forget to check it out as usual. And also don't forget, if you trade dollar, pairs with dollar, of course, everything what the president says, you need to pay attention on everything. And also, you know that there are some news about that they might change interest rates this month in March. So all of this, of course, affected the market already this week, and probably is going to affect next week. Well, at least this is what I expect. So I will share with you just my thoughts. It's only my thoughts, and that's what I think, and that's how I'm going to look at it, and what I'm thinking to do the new week. So starting with euro dollar, I had a few trades. I was selling it, I was buying it, and as you can see, it stayed in the channel just as expected, just as I said in the previous video. Nothing unexpected happened. Well, yes, it come out a little bit, but we had it before, so this is not unusual. And if you follow my videos, you know I'm always saying to you that all the levels, they're not exact 100%, they're plus minus. Always remember that, and always waiting for nice patterns around the levels. And this is exactly what I did here. I also used these double tops to sell. I used also that bottom to buy. Of course, I didn't catch all the way. I only got halfway. This is a very big chart for hours. You know, I'm trading on a smaller chart, so I'm just expecting you would go on a smaller chart and look. But you will see all of these like channels and double tops on a smaller chart, so you can see it. So I only got, to be honest, only that part. So what I expect for a new week is expecting, of course, non-farm. I don't know, maybe something can happen during the week, but right now I'm not in open position, and I will be looking for the market preparing for the news. The confusion with the news is that they're expecting raised interest rates in March, but based on, of course, financial, economical results, right? So non-farm expected, if you look in the economical calendar, expected not as good as it was previously. Previously it was like 200 something, and the forecast is only 190. So who knows what the result will be? Of course, if the result will be bad, then we will expect dollar drop. If it will be good, then we will expect it to go up. But as I'm saying, we need to see, because of all of this what's happening, as I'm repeating all the time, anything can happen. Market may already would do something about it during the week, or maybe it will prepare before the news. So all the next few days, of course, Monday usually gives me a lot of ideas what's going to happen, and then Tuesday maybe, and then we will see closer to the week how the market reacts. So my first thought would be that market might stay in this channel again. Maybe if the news will be really strong, maybe it will come out from the channels. Of course, if it's good news for dollars, I would expect it to drop, right, to break that. Finally, that channel has been in there for a while, but I would think maybe it's, even with non-farm good, maybe the market would wait for actually changing the interest rate. That's why it's kind of really hard to say for this week. Like previous week was more obvious because there was nothing like super duper expected, let's say. And but this week it's a little bit more complicated with the news coming. And again, I'm saying what any other conferences from the president or wherever in Europe will be, because they have, like in France, the presidential elections. Elections are going to be later, but because they do all of this news around, so anything can happen. But my first thought would be that just watching and see what's going to happen, how the market would prepare itself. I mean, we might go a little bit higher, it might create a consolidation before the news. So I will be just watching, sitting and waiting how the market is going to prepare itself in the first few days. Well, as we can see right here, like how it's reached this area, and we can see that previously it's usually from that area it was dropping back to the level. So I can imagine it might go down, but as I'm saying, if they expected, you notice that if they expect a good news for dollar and drop, so of course they might push pair a little bit higher, and then let's say closer to the news end of the week, they will create consolidation. So that's what I'm saying. Anything can be happening right now, but I don't see any entry points at this point. Just a waiting time, just wait what's going to happen and what the market is going to create for euro dollar. So this is how I think, and that's what I'm going to look for. So right now I'm out of the trades and just waiting time. Pound dollar, well, it did exactly as expected again. Remember I told you they were trying to push it a week before, but the more sellers on the market, I guess, and not enough strength to push it more. So pound dropped and went down into the channel again. And I was telling you, I will look what's going to happen on Monday, and I will be selling from that level. It's exactly what I said to you, exactly what I did. You see, on Monday it stayed inside, Tuesday the same, so I sold pound, and it's mostly reached the level, the target, just as I was saying that that would be target plus minus a little bit higher. So I closed out at this moment, so had a good trade, and I will be again looking for sell pound. So again, as I'm saying, for this week, expecting it to, of course, it was dropping, so now expecting it to go up, and I have still these levels, so expecting it to go to those levels, and how it will prepare for the news. Maybe it will not react much on non-farm, because we know that for pound the most important is the Brexit. So that's why I will be probably looking for it to come around this area again, and we have important level here and these levels. Maybe it will create again something nice like it was creating all the time, these beautiful channels. Looking on the smaller charts again for a better picture. Longer channel, the longer channel the better, and I will be looking to try to sell it again, just usual. And if just as I'm saying, if it will not continue to go up, if it will be creating something around here, of course I will be looking to sell from that level. So I'll be looking if it will create something around here, so I'll be looking to sell from that level and continue to go down, because we have some more levels from the previous weeks, and that's all my view on the pound dollar. So if it is around here, then these are going to be the levels. That would be one target, just like it was. You see, like the minimum was here and then low, but I'm still thinking that the main is of course the Brexit, and maybe even non-farm wouldn't even affect it as much. So, well, I guess we'll see. So at this moment, it's the waiting time, and again, waiting time for opportunities to try to sell it again. For me, that's how I will be doing it. So all the levels the same. So that's pound dollar. Australian, well, as you remember, I had open trade, and Australian did exactly as expected. It was sitting a little bit inside under the level, let's say around that level, and finally it's dropped. So just exactly how I thought it will behave. I sold a little bit more again. At this moment, I actually closed all the positions. Yes, because expecting the non-farm, and I will be still looking for opportunities to actually sell Australian dollar to dollar. So still more would be still more opinion on that it should continue down to that level, because we have a triangle on the bigger chart, as you remember. It just wouldn't go to the bigger, but remember, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. But at this moment, why I closed all? Because if you look at this picture, you have a little shoulder, and this looks like a head. So I'm expecting it to, of course, and we had drop a little bit of, let's say, recovery, a little correction. So that's where I will be looking to sell again. Well, if it will not recover, I will be looking to sell from that level. So it depends. It wouldn't go too far. It might go back, as I'm saying, with non-farm, so we need to see how it's going to prepare, and then possibly will be reaction. Maybe already on Monday it will create something. So we'll see. Right now it's just as it is. As I'm saying, the last week was absolutely perfect because nothing unexpected was kind of happening. I didn't expect anything unexpected. Let's say that's where you even saw, and I had the trade open without stop. But this week, because of the news, because all around interest rate change, there will be some news for Australian dollar, of course, and would have to check it out those days with the Australian dollar. So, but still, as I'm saying, I mean, even my concern, well, if non-farm will be, as I'm saying, is so because non-farm forecast is not very good. So that possibly it might jump high, and then we'll see again if we will be creating some nice little channels. Of course, I will be again looking for a sell because I'm expecting maybe it will jump and maybe it will break it and maybe it will go high a little bit, or and then I still I think it will come down. I mean, not talking about again just 1 week, next week. Next week is, I'm just talking about like could be maybe in a few weeks or something. But for the next week, as I'm saying, I'm waiting for it just to see to come back a little bit more back, and then we'll be looking for sell again. As I'm saying, if it's not, maybe it will create something around here, so I will be selling it and taking it to down to that level and see what's going to happen around this level, because I'm saying it does look like a little pattern, so that's why I'm expecting maybe it will drop a little bit and then come back again. So that's what the possibility, which will give a bit more options, like more like sell and close the trade and make more trades instead of waiting for one big trade, as I'm saying, and then just top up a little bit more, top up. Because of this news are going to happen, that's why I thought maybe it will come back a little bit more, and then it would be again selling. Just I'm looking at Australian dollar that way. Still opportunities for sell. So, but as I'm saying, because it had a little correction already, and because of that pattern, so it might go up, go higher a bit. So that's my thought for Australian dollar, yen. Also had a good trade for it, and just as expected again when we were around here, I thought it will not go further. We have that area where it was staying for a while around here, and started to create like a double bottom again. I just had a order to buy around this level. It's important level which I was telling you about, and I had a very good trade. Also, I reached right to the end of this level, which I had previously, remember I was saying. That's the level roughly I had, and this is where I come out. So it was a really good trade for dollar yen, and but as we can see, it's kind of like a little bit consolidation, let's say, on a bigger chart. This doesn't pick up the direction. So as I'm saying, before the news again, depends. It's waiting time right now again to wait just what happens. You see, it stopped around the same height it is here. Of course, I'm expecting if it will be good news for dollar, it will go up. It might be stopped by this level, but maybe it will be time already to break it and go higher. So it all depends. Maybe it will be waiting for, as I'm saying, maybe not non-farm. Depends how good or bad it will be, but the rate decision could be probably the most important one. But as I'm saying, market could be different. Market could already think that there will be change, or it will not be changed because the bad economical news. But at this moment, it's just waiting time here, because that was the important level. So that was the good area to look for last week, and this week we can see it's already started to. It was a very good rise. And now we have like a little double top, and it stopped around here, so you might expect that here it might drop, and that's how the market might prepare. It might drop, and then on the news it will go up. But it's quite hard to say, because I'm saying the forecast is not really good. Forecast is not. That's what it's kind of complicated. I think it's going to be for this week. So we'll see how it will prepare itself for the news. So for me, it's just a waiting time right now, and that's all the thoughts for dollar yen. Dollar Canadian also, I had a small trade on also buying. Remember I told you we have a little channel around here, and it's actually continued on Monday. I didn't go for that trade. I went in around this area when it's confirmed a little bit more, because if you remember, it was always stopping around this area, so it was like a consolidation, I would say. So that's why I wasn't sure if it would have gone any further. And then it's broke it, so I went into the trade, but also not didn't catch all the way, only a little bit. And so now, of course, again, it's like what, 300 pips something up, and of course I would expect a correction. And with Australian, with dollar Canadian, you can see it goes up beautifully and then goes down beautifully, so up and down. So it's the same here. It went up like really nice and sharp, so we should have really nice drop, let's say. But because of this news coming, anything can happen. So it might recover. I would expect, well, maybe it will recover. The correction will be, of course, don't forget the Fibonacci levels, and I will be looking how it will go. Of course, we'll see on Monday again. Maybe it will be sharp and maybe it will go. So I would expect if it will go down, for example, like really fast, so 50, 60, we know, right? Fibonacci levels, maybe 78. So possibly we'll be looking at any of these levels, maybe some consolidation, and see how again it will prepare for the news for non-farm for Friday, and just to see, of course, if there are any news are going to be happening during the week. But as I'm saying, how more clear was previous week, this week is a little bit more messy for me, I would say. Well, the news week is always like that. It's when it starts like this, it's always unpredictable what can happen. But that's how I would look at it. So it's a very big move without any consolidation. So how much it will consolidate and prepare for the news, who knows? But now it's just, for me, again, it's a waiting time. At this moment, there's nothing. But here, just a waiting time. Will it go and reach that level? Of course, if it will go up, I will be looking for anything around this level, because remember previously in the autumn I was doing the trades, and I had quite a lot of good trades around this area because of that level, and this level, which is, I'm saying, plus minus high, a little bit lower. So okay, so with Canadian dollar, just a waiting time again, and decision will be on how it will prepare for the news, you know what I'm saying, and maybe it will create something nice around these areas. If it will break, of course, the next one is going to be this level to look at. So that's how would be my thoughts for the new coming week for Euro CAD. Euro dollar, no, Euro pound. Again, I didn't do any trades for Euro pound, because remember it did create it, by the look of it, double bottom, and it does look like it did work, the double bottom, and the market went up. And right now you can see this level. It does look like it tries to get inside the channel, and of course, because again it was going up that much, the first thing comes to mind, it's time for correction, it's time for drop, right? That's how it is. You can see I had a little level here, it broke it, went up, and before it was slowly going down, trying to continue. We have like a pattern here, we have shoulder, double shoulder, head, and then double shoulder here, and right now it stopped at quite important area. I'm not drawing this level because you obviously can see we had it around this area, here it was stopped and stopped and stopped many times. So of course the first thought comes to the mind that it should turn around. But and also we saw for a pound, the pound was going down for that week. So we would expect, well, I would expect and think that for next week it should go back up for pound. So that means that Euro pound will go down. So that's, of course, would be the first things thought and the view of the technical analysis. And then, of course, if it will drop, the first expectation, not the same week, let's say, but finally to go to the neck area of this big pattern, let's say. That's how I would look at it. So we'll see. I mean, before it might prepare for the news, I might look for the sell for euro pound, just because of that. So we'll see again, as I'm saying, when the market opens, I want to see what is it going to do here. And do I really need this level anymore? I don't think I might again, just like usually I would do, is creating this level and to see how it will behave around this level. So will, like for example, what is going to happen here? Will it come back? Will it try to break it, or will it actually create something around and will go the other way? So as I'm saying, it's quite important area to look at. Okay, so and now let's look at gold and dollar. I actually had also trade for gold and dollar. I was selling it, and as you remember, it did come to important level around here. It's a bigger chart, it'll be better for our chart. You can see where I was saying, well, finally go to a very narrow area, and it could be some culmination, let's say here, and I use this little channel because it was around this area, and I sold here and closed a very good area around this important level. So I'm out of the trade right now, so it worked really well. I actually did expect it just to go here and recover again and actually try to go back inside this area, but we can see it broke right now. It broke very important area. You see how long it was going up, and so at one point we have very good candle here, but the next one is not as nice as the one which actually broke the uptrend. So to say if it's changing the trend now is a little bit early, I would say. And at this moment also with gold, it's just a waiting time to see what is going to create next and how it's going to react on the news, or how it will prepare itself before the news. So I would expect possible scenario, let's say, before the news, it might have a little consolidation like it was here, and then it might try to go back inside and still sit in here again before like rate decision maybe, or it might continue the way down, but I would think it's probably going to create something before it will move because of the news. And that's why I would say it's the waiting time. So it's kind of really hard. I have a little new level here, as you can see. So I would look, of course, personally, what it's going to do with this. Will it actually break and try to go back, or will it sit in here and consolidate around here? Because it will go in a little bit smaller charts and see what is it going to do, and if it will be continue the downtrend, so the correction, of course. So that's the first thing would be in mind, to see if it's time for correction. And if it started to change the direction, so of course I would use Fibonacci to see how far it can drop. So it would be any level, 38, 50, 61, or maybe it will go all the way down where we have level 78, which is actually together with the level of the channel where the gold is at this moment. It's in a bigger channel on a bigger chart. If you look here, you can see. So again, I'm not talking about 1 week, so just saying that possibly it might change the direction. So but for this week coming, of course, non-farm, and again, wherever will be some any other news for political news, of course, but it's just a waiting time. Again, I'm saying this week to wait what's going to create, and how it's going to prepare for the news, possibly trade the news event. But as I'm saying, I can't say will I be definitely trading the news or not, because I need to see how the pairs will prepare, how good they will prepare, because of course if there will be movements up and down, that means that the market is already kind of prepared itself and going to ignore the news. It's not going to be as good as expecting. But with all this, saying, I don't know, maybe like some speculations about, oh yes, it could be that they might raise the rates. But as I'm saying, need to be careful because the non-farm, the forecast for it is not as good as it was previous results. So that's what I'm saying. It could be a little bit risky. So previous week was a little bit more, let's say, understandable, easier to predict. But I was telling you that March is probably going to be a quite hard month because the Brexit for the pound expected a little bit more news will be there, right? We have here now the thinking planning to raise the interest rates in US. It's still rallies, presidential rallies in France, so March could be March, and well, of course, April then could be quite interesting months. Let's say, well, right now March could be interesting month. So for this week, as I'm saying, just waiting time to see again what's going to happen on Monday, how it's going to prepare. But at this moment, gold is broke the quite strong level, so that's very interesting. So that's all, guys. That's all my thoughts for the new week. That's what I will be looking for. And if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. Happy trading, and bye everyone.